Hey, what's up? Cybermage here, and in this video, we are going to be doing leverage Google Workspace for GCP resource access. So when we turn on the lab, we're presented with three pieces of information, which is just RDP credentials. But before we go into the lab, let's read the scenario. During a red team engagement against shopgigantic.com, your colleague successfully phished an employee and gained credentials to access their Windows jump box. From this initial foothold, your objective is to pivot further into the organization's infrastructure and demonstrate impact by gaining access to sensitive resources. So let's go ahead and log in and access this Windows jump box. And the tool we would use for this is Xfree RDP3. This is just a version. You could probably do it without 3 as well, but this is, I believe, the latest version for this. Make sure you're connected to the VPN when you're doing this. And yeah, let's go. So when we're in a situation like this, the first thing that we got to do is enumerate, right? Like enumeration, which is like always the key thing to do. So a tool that you can use to do this is called Lazang. I believe that's how it's pronounced. It's a pretty good tool. I did try to use it in this situation, but unfortunately it was not working. I really did want to like demonstrate that tool, but oh well, can't do that. So what is given in the lab is a script, a Python script, not a Python script. This script over here, PowerShell script. We can just copy this and paste it. It's just basically doing automated enumeration. And if you press, I gotta go to PowerShell. So I can just write PowerShell here. Clear this. Make it bigger and paste it in here. And if we press enter, it will start running the script and looking for any files that contain a potential password. And in this case, it's in the app data for the user, our user, and it's leading to saying that there's login data in here. There's file here that has a potential password inside of it. And this is basically talking about, the safe passwords that we have in our browser. That's kind of what it's telling us. So we do have two in this case, which is Microsoft Edge and Chrome, Google Chrome. We should go ahead and check out both of these browsers to see what the password is or if it contains any. So let's go ahead and go to I don't even use Microsoft Edge, so let's see here. All right, here it is, passwords. And we do have password for this site, google.com. And it's going to ask us for the RDP password for this user. So we can go ahead and copy this, paste in here. And yeah, it's a Google login password that we have now. So we can go ahead and copy this and just paste it in our notes. And in this case, it's not going to paste because I was having issues with that. And for that reason, I went ahead and just already put it here. And yeah, we already know the domain. So here it is. And we have the username, which is right here. So yeah, let's go ahead and log in to their Google account or Google Workspace account. And if we go to the Chrome or Google Chrome, you're just going to find the same password. So yeah, let's close this because there's not going to be anything else in here, but it's good to always check for other types of information, such as any history files or PowerShell history commands that have been previously done. But for this lab, there's nothing else. So we're just going to go ahead and close this. And I'm going to go ahead and go to Firefox. I'm going to close all this because this was me attempting the lab, and open a brand new clean browser. Go to our Gmail account. And we're already logged in to this user, but if you're not, you can go ahead and just enter its username and password. And this is my own test account that I made for this situation. And the reason why it's there is because we're going to use a tool in which we have to have our own Gmail account to automatically enumerate everything in Google Workspace for a specific target. But we'll get to that in a bit. So for now, we found credentials for JSON and specifically to access Gmail and other Google services. And yeah, and things that we should look out for in this case is um, Gmail. We can go and write password in here to see if we can find anything sensitive, and there's not really anything like that here. And we also have these keep notes that we should check. You can just click this here and it will load, and it does give us a password here for the service account zip, it seems. And the one above is just for the RDP credentials which were given. So we can copy this and we can also paste this in here. Other things we should check out is the Google Drive. If you click over here, you'll find all the Google apps that we can access. So Docs, and yeah, we'll just go ahead and check the Drive out. And we can go here to My Drive. And we find that there is this file over here called service account key file. We should go ahead and download this. Perhaps it's just pretty much telling us it's a key file for a service account. So we'll go ahead and download this. And one of the mistakes that a lot of people make when enumerating, they just stop real quick, and if they find something like this, they just continue on forward. And if you do something like that, you really don't your methodology kind of breaks down. So it's best to enumerate everything, specifically note down things that you find, and then when you're done enumerating everything, then move on to the next step. So we download this key file, which we are going to note and try in a bit, but let's check out anything else that we can find. So we'll go to the shared drive, and we do find one over here. Let's click this. There's internal docs and PM shares. So I'm going to go into internal docs because that seems interesting. And we do have a couple of things. This over here could probably leak other employees' email. You can check it out. Store performance dashboard. That seems interesting. VPN setup guide. I did see something with VPN in the Gmail account. And another thing to probably check out is this cloud infrastructure audit system file. So let's go ahead and see what we have here. Doesn't seem to be any really useful information except these, which we could note and save. For now, we're going to close this. And yeah, nothing here either. You find some names that we can also use. And another email. So let's go ahead and close this. And it's talking about this VPN file. And I did see this in the Gmail account. And to use this. Interesting. So we'll note that there was a VPN file, probably in here, VPN. Okay, so we don't have the VPN file, but we just have this email. Let's try it again, actually. Conversations. All right, then. We'll leave it at that. Oh, VPN username must be collected manually from the IT help desk. Okay, then. So we can just close this and move on to the next thing. And we notice that this seems to be a system where we could just audit stuff, and we can trigger an audit using this command over here. And every time we do this, it says each audit produces a comprehensive JSON report which contains detailed information about all compute instances, environment configurations, and additional service details, Cloud Run, Firebase, and other managed services. And if we scroll down here, it also tells us that these are temporary buckets. So a temporary bucket is kind of created every time we trigger an audit. And audit results are stored in randomly named buckets with a prefix pattern for security. Buckets are configured with read access for authorized personnel. All audit data is automatically purged after 10 minutes for security compliance. All right then. And this is just a way of manual cleanup command that we can do. So yeah, we have a couple of informations here. We have the service account zip password that we found, and I'm assuming that the file that we downloaded is probably saved with the password. So let's go over here and go to downloads. Let's try to do 7x or 7z extract and the service account key file. And we are right, it does have a password in here, and you can go ahead and copy the password you found in the keep, Google Keeps, and there we go. We do have this now. All right, we can just cat this to check out some information about it. And we see over here service account, the project ID, and we also have the email for this account, which is this. So just from seeing the other doc over here, we can assume that, hey, we're probably able to do or run these type of commands. So what I'm thinking now is, because there's a temporary bucket that's made every time there is an audit that happens, if we trigger an audit, so we can probably do this and then try to list the bucket and then go into it to see what type of information we can find. Since there are these Cloud Run, Firebase, and other managed services informations in there. So yeah, let's go ahead and try to do that. So we're gonna authenticate using this account. So I'm gonna go ahead and run this command. And there we go. Actually, I'm gonna stop right here before we continue any further. I'm gonna step it back a bit, and you know how we're like manually trying to find key information in here. There's a tool that Pwned Labs, person working at Pwned Labs, I forgot his name, but he made a tool to automatically enumerate everything in here, which I think is a pretty good tool and a key tool to know. So that's why I'm going to actually set this up, because I believe some of you guys are probably going to have issues with setting it up. So the tool is called Google Workspace Enum. I'm also going to link it down below because I did have trouble finding that link. And yeah, I'm going to link it just so it's easier for you guys. And currently, just to emphasize as well, that there's some issues with this tool as of now. So I did talk to the creator on Discord, and he's like, yo, I'll fix it up in a while, but I'm not going to wait, a week and then, for a video. So I'm still going to set it up correctly, tell you how to set it up and use it. It is going to find some information, but it's going to skip some other for some reason. So it's, yeah, it is what it is, but this is what happens, with using automated tools. You can miss some key information. Same thing with Trufflehog, and in some cases it might be better to do manual enumeration like what we did. So yeah, let's go ahead and set this up. This is not it, but yeah, this is the tool over here. I'll keep a link of this in the description, and I also have my test account, which we're going to set this up with. So when you create your Gmail account, you're going to have to enable these APIs. So every time you see one of these, you can just go ahead and do open into a new tab. And when you're here, it might ask you to create a project. Just create a random project, and this is a project that I created randomly. Really doesn't matter. But yeah, for each of these ones, you're going to have to go to it and click on enable. For one of these, it it wasn't able to show, so the link was changed. I forgot which one it was. I think it's keeps. Nope. Maybe it's this one. Strange. Okay, yeah, it's this one over here. So this is the calendar one, I believe. So if you encounter a situation like this, let me just double check. Perfect. You can just go over here back and just look for a calendar one. Just write calendar here. Uh, calendar. And yeah, right over here, you can go ahead and just enable that. So once you're done all of this, you're going to have to go to this credential page. And yeah, you would just enable this, and that's about it. And going to this credential page, you're going to have to create credential, OAuth client ID, create OAuth client ID, and a desktop app. So we're going to go here and do desktop app right here. And we're going to click create, and you're going to be provided with the client secret.json file, which we're going to download, and we're going to put it in this directory. So client secrets.json. Now to target our account, all we have to do is go to the audience page. And to get there, it's right here, this audience page. Clicking this, we would go to test users, add user, and just add the username for the user we want to check. So this one over here, JSON W, and yeah. And then we can go ahead and run the tool. So I'm going to go ahead and activate this. Nope. Activate this environment and then do Python 3 this, and we can remove this module. Yeah, flag pretty much. And this pop-up comes up. We can just click on our user, JSON, or JSON. Yeah, it doesn't matter. And enter his password. Which one was his Google one? I guess this one. Continue. Give it the permissions it needs. And there we go. We can go ahead and close this. And the tool is now running. It's going to go ahead and try to find any information that it can. And it did find some stuff over here. This shared drive that we did look at. It's found all these files, including the cloud infrastructure audit system.docs that we were looking at. And found some other emails. And yeah, it does look at the keep section as well, the keep notes, but yeah, it's just an issue with this at the moment until it gets fixed. So that's why you wouldn't get the password for the zip file that we found, and as well as it did not download the zip file. So that is to be noted as well. So yeah, let's go out of this environment. I just wanted to show you that tool. Actually, one more thing. If you go to the loot directory, so cd loot, just enter tree, and it'll show you all the files for you to look at. So yeah, now I'm going to go ahead and deactivate this environment. And since we're logged in with the service account, and we can go ahead and try to run that command over here. This over here. And we want to avoid using this command because this is just going to clean it up. We're trying to create a bucket, right? Because a bucket will be created for 10 minutes when we run this. So let's go ahead and do right over here. And the project. And there we go. So we have this message ID. Now let's try to list the bucket to see what we have right now. So we can go ahead and do copy this, paste storage buckets list, and we're unable to access this. Now we do have our other JSON or JSON account that we can try and see if we can potentially view the bucket. So let's go here and go to GCP. Well, that's strange. All right, let's just sign in. All right, finally. Let's take Gmail password. All right, let's go to cloud storage. Now it isn't guaranteed whether this user could access this specific bucket, but it does say in the docs that, hey, I don't know where it was, but it says authorized people could read it. Yeah, authorized people could read it, and who knows? Jason could be one of them. So let's go to buckets. And I did play around with all these buckets, but unfortunately, JSON is not able to do anything with them. So that's good though. But but there is a misconfiguration on the specific audit bucket, which is made right now. This one right here. This is probably the one that was created when we ran our command. So let's go ahead and check it out. And there is this file here, and we can probably just open this. So there is this misconfiguration that JSON is able to access. Let's just go to the public URL. And we do have a bunch of information, instance name, all of these things, very useful. And if we keep scrolling down, we have some IPs here. Yep. Here we have this Cloud Run information here and this URL to access it, and some Firebase information here as well, which was mentioned in the doc. So there would be something like this: Cloud Run and Firebase. So let's go ahead and check out Cloud Run. Click this link. And it's saying login using your 16-digit account number. So this would be pretty dumb to try to brute force because it's just a big number. And yeah, probably not the way to go. So we can move on to the next thing that we found, which is Firebase. And yeah, we can try to see if we can access this publicly. And the way that we would access it is by using the project ID, DB, and collection. So we have all the information we need. We can just curl this to see if it is publicly accessible, this specific database. So yeah, let's talk about what Cloud Run is and what is Firebase. So Firebase is a platform developed by Google that provides a suite of cloud-based tools and services for building, improving, and scaling web and mobile applications. And Cloud Run is a fully managed serverless platform by Google Cloud that lets you run containerized applications without worrying about servers, infrastructures, or scaling. So yeah, so we're gonna be checking for public access by querying the Firebase database directly. Okay, so we can just copy this command here, and have this and the project ID, which is mentioned as well. Perfect. And for the collection, it is users. And we do have public access to this. All right. And we find that there's like the 16-digit number in the end. And we do find one for an admin as well. So let's go ahead and try and use this with the Cloud Run login page that we found. Shop Gigantic admin portal. So yeah, it's probably going to be an admin account. Let's log in. And voila. That is pretty much it. I was not supposed to log in because that's where the flag is. But yeah, that is pretty much it for this lab. Take care and see you guys.